I asked this question of so many. So what's your favorite story? Our kids ask you one day, and when their face isn't in a screen that we're telling them not to be. And so what one of our kids asks you, hey, who's Jerry West? You got a good story. What would that one be?
The funniest thing about that is there were so many days where I sat next to him and he would just pour out of him stories about working with the Lakers, stories about his playing days. He loved a good chew and chat. And there were so many times that I'd sit there and say, I can't believe I'm listening to this.
Right.
And like how lucky it was. And I'd usually then go call my brother and tell him everything, or I'd call you and just say, I can't believe this. So I wish I could give a more specific answer, because I know sitting in your chair how annoying it is when they don't answer that you want.
No, but he would dish, right? TJ, he would dish, right? He would dish too, right?
TJ, I think, was telling you, like, that was the true guy. He loved to chat and chew, and he loved to like unpack things. And as a basketball fan, you'd sit there thinking, I am sitting next to the legend, but man, he's mad. And boy, does he want to chat.
There's the soup she made him.
Oh yeah. And by the way, I gifted him the Tupperware, Chris.
I knew that he kept it. I knew he kept it.
He is Jerry West. I mean, but
and Suzy, you're so right. You're so right. After his segment would be over, it'd be the top of the hour. He'd be just standing around talking with us, and the music would start playing, and we're like, "Sorry, Mr. West, we have to sit back down and get on with the show." Not that we're kicking you out, but
but also, and Chris, like, you guys know how hard it is to get great guests in studio.
Not for you.
Like you said, TJ, he's like, yeah, I don't feel so great. I say, you want me to make you some soup? He's like, yeah, why don't you do that? and again, look. I judge people by their relationship with their kids. I think Ryan West is just a stellar individual with the same integrity that his dad had. And I kind of get a kick out of having seen him grow up, especially in the business. You can tell a lot about people by their family, right? Correct. And he was just such a stand-up guy. And my prevailing memory over almost anything else was coming to his house when I was at Real Sports, and I was about 25 or so, and just he opened the door, he ushered us in, he was so kind. And when I told him I was trying to get a job in Los Angeles, he said, let me know if I can help you in any way. And then when he came the first day that I saw him, he said, you made it, you did it. I just forgot it until this moment, like at my first or second Lakers practice. And he remembered my name, and I was nobody. I was just just starting Fox Sports Net, and he's like, "You did it! You got the job! You didn't even call me." And that was something that just, I think maybe that little tiny snippet shares who he was. He cared enough to remember your name. He cared enough to be kind. He was unceasingly elegant. He was always the Natalie dressed man who walked in the door. He was the kind of man that would hold a door for any woman that would come. But again, he felt so deeply. And I bring it up one more time. I think that we will learn more and more about the depth to which this relationship disintegrated. And I think that it's such a shame. It's such a shame to not worship and appreciate every single second of the relationship any team could possibly have with him. I know for a fact the Clippers do. And I know for a fact, as you said, the Clippers were the ones to release the news today. And he loved working with Steve Ballmer. He loved having somebody who would listen to every piece of advice he ever had. He felt heard and appreciated. And I'm really appreciative of the Clippers for how they treated him. I wish everybody could have had the opportunity to sit down and have a lunch with Jerry West like I got to do so many times.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.